Hi guys, this is Hero. How's everyone doing today? Achapatha Kemcho, Aj Sub Keseho. So today I'm going over how to properly release emotions in the actual moment. Okay, I just made a video, and from the time I just made it in the live time, but from the time you probably see this video, it might have been like a couple days. I posted it probably a couple days early, but I made a video on how to live, you know, more present on a day-to-day basis, right? But I raised a question, which is like how to live better in the actual moment, right? So I talked about then how to release emotions that might be trapped in meditation, right? So that way you can be more grounded in your day-to-day life now that all this, built up emotions is gone. But how do you prevent that built up in the first place? That's basically what this video is covering, okay? So how do you prevent it in the first place, right? Well, this is where two things are required. One, awareness. You need to be aware of what emotions you're storing and possibly what situations. And then two, the things that you can do about it once you become aware of it, right? You need to become aware of it and then you need to do something about it. Okay, and I'll discuss both of these right now. So how do you become aware of the trapped emotions? Well, during meditation, when you're, thinking about your desires, thinking about your fears, things like that, whatever you're usually thinking about, that those are usually emotions that are trapped. Sometimes it's not just all in one range. You can have a series of emotions trapped that are good and a series of emotions that are trapped that are bad. They don't cancel each other out or any of this nonsense, right? They're all just suppressed and they all have their own effect on your behavior. Okay. So once you realize what's trapped, you want to kind of get an idea of what situations are trapping those emotions. Okay. Let's just say joy and let's just say fear. Let's just use joy and fear for right now, right? Let's just say you're trapping fear in certain situations that you are you are putting a mental judgment on the fact that you're not supposed to be scared in these situations. And let's just say you're suppressing joy in certain situations that you're not supposed to feel happy, right? Maybe it's with maybe let's just say it's somebody you don't like, right? Or a group of people that you don't like, and you might feel intimidated, you might feel really happy being around them, but you want to suppress it, right? Let's just use the same example for both these emotions just for time's sake here, right? So you get an idea of what situations are possibly trapping these emotions. Now, how do you realize what situations are trapping these emotions? Okay, you could, in meditation, when these situations pop up, if you dive in a little bit, okay, in meditation, sorry, when these emotions pop up, you can dive in a little bit deeper and your mind could possibly expose certain situations to start off in, and then you can use that as a starting point, right? Or you can, for certain or in actual situations after they happen, you can notice like possibly like your mind racing or something like that. This is a really good indication that there's possibly something being stored here. That's why your mind is now racing, because it just like consumed this thing and it's trying to outlet another emotion to kind of make room for whatever you just suppressed. And then later in meditation, you can kind of ponder upon what, the situation and what emotion you kind of stored and things like that. So let's just say you assume that you have, you don't need, you're not going to be perfect overnight, right? You're not going to be perfect probably in this lifetime. But let's just say you identify certain range of emotions and certain situations where these emotions are getting stored, right? So now what do you do about them? Well, in the meditation, right? Because you're not going to be able to do this live immediately. In the meditation, you want to practice releasing those emotions. Now, this is going to be very uncomfortable if you're doing it right, right? Imagine, some person that, you don't like or something like that, and you're expressing, admitting to yourself that, you feel fear about this person, or that you feel really joyful subconsciously about being around this person, right? Because like I said, at the end of the day, we're all spiritual beings, right? We're not really, supposed to hate anybody or anything like that. Your soul, it just recognizes another part of itself, right? So it's just the ego that loves to color and taint everything and distinguish and stuff like that. So it's going to be really uncomfortable for your ego to admit a lot of these things in meditation. But this is how it's going to start. This is how you kind of break down some of those barriers, right? And release it. And then once you think you have a good idea there, then in the actual meditation, when the actual thing happens, then you want to practice doing it live. Like, hey, it's okay if I'm scared of being here, or it's okay if I'm happy being here, or something like that. And it's going to be even more uncomfortable because your ego has all this kind of stuff. Maybe it's trying to look cool. Maybe it's trying to do all this. Maybe it's trying to do that, right? And it's not going to like it at all, right? And it thinks it's literally dying. It's literally like a form of ego death. But this is just a part of what you have to do to live in the true moment. If this is really what you want to do, and if this is really what you want to do, I think your consciousness is speaking loud enough that it's ready to, take on your ego once and for all. Okay. But yeah, that's it. That's the advice I have to give. One piece of advice or one angle of advice for this situation. So that's it for this video. Okay. If you have any questions or comments, as usual, feel free to let me know in the comment section or email. And until next time, I'll talk to everyone later. Thank you all very, very much for watching.